I don't have a reason to say Cake's going to win, but I have a feeling that Cake's going to win. He still has to get past Kusi, which is going to be a huge hurdle for him given his history so far this year. But it just feels like it's finals, it's Sunday, it's Cake Assault. Like, it just all seems to fall into place, like gears in a watch, slowly turning as Cake marches for closer and closer to grand finals. I don't know what's going to stop him, besides maybe his internet connection.
You've raised an interesting theory here, because every major up until now has been on Saturday. And Saturday is where Cake Assault loses and goes into losers, and then he wins Sunday in offline events. Has it just been the day of the week all along?
I mean, I could see it. Cake Assault, a late sleeper, maybe a party animal on Friday nights. Like, maybe that's the issue. I don't know. We'll see, man. We do have ZeeBee and Seggo up next, and Seggo is a player that I've been actually really excited to watch. I don't think I've actually commentated any of his sets so far across like different RCS events. I think it's been ones where I've been off and somebody else has been on. And this is my first time really getting a chance to call him. I'm really excited about this. ZeeBee, of course, taking out Windows pretty convincingly, switching over to the Edelus to make top 8 was a huge 3-stock. Jules Veil will be the start here. Let's see how this kind of plays out for us.
Yeah, so one thing to know about Seggo, bros, since you haven't had the chance to watch it, this guy has basically every character in his pocket.
Right.
It's almost easier to name the characters I haven't seen him play than the characters I have. So even though we're seeing right now the Shovel Knight, it's very possible he could go to, say, the Eliana, who also has a good matchup into Crag. I think actually it was the Eliana that he beat ZeeBee with at the Water Major, too. So, possibility.
Yeah, Seggo has been going through like the Crag Gauntlet from what I've seen, because I was watching Top 32 and I saw him. He played Cheesy Potato, MSB, and he used Shovel Knight, I think, against both of them. So it seems to be like he likes, and now ZeeBee, he likes Shovel Knight against Crag today.
It seemed like pretty good odds. Cheesy on the run of her life, but managing to get past the other two so far, it would be no small feat. And from what I saw in the last tournament, like seeing Seggo make it this far into top 8 and even further is something that, if you're not used to it already, you need to start getting used to, because he's here to play.
Right now, just waiting for ZeeBee. ZeeBee just hopping on the pillar, looking for an opportunity to up air Seggo just respects it. Almost gets him that time, just pixels off.
Very, very patient.
Even.
That's good neutral, baby.
That's careful advantage. This guy's playing as if a DP in the corner will kill him. Like
ZeeBee's on a pillar in the corner. You think he's in disadvantage?
He's supposed to be.
That parry was pro. That was sick.
And Seggo's just gonna die for it.
I thought he might there. ZeeBee's racking up the damage now.
Okay.
We got the fish. A ton of money for Seggo. He's been buying, I think, the gloves and Momentum Mail for the most part in his bracket run.
So I know most SKs will actually switch it up based on the matchup and sometimes based on the stage itself. Because the last time we saw him was against Jezir and he switched to the Hunter's Horn a couple times. I don't know if that was a resource force switch, because Hunter's Horn is the cheapest of the items. So we'll see kind of how it switches here. But Momentum Mail seems like the most important one.
Seggo has expensive taste.
I mean, he buys from King Knight, only the finest.
Yeah, Momentum Mail and Ghost Gloves. He likes what he likes.
And I mean, you look at it right now. I mean, by the time he takes this next stock, he's actually going to have enough for the Ghost Gauntlets, because those are right at 1,400. And something I got to say, I like the switch that was made in the changes to Shovel Knight in the last patch, and the fact that it's going to be different pricing on it, and it kind of incentivizes going for one or the other. This is a really nice touch.
Yeah, we rearranged the pricing based on like the balance and what people were going for. So like, because Ghost Gloves were kind of like the easy buy for a lot of people.
Right, of course.
That last spot, I was thinking that last spike that like hit the middle platform. That was tricky. Seggo getting his Ghost Gloves though, and that's to start off a stock too, where like the gloves will do the most damage to just keep winning neutral, and maybe even carry into something nasty off stage. ZeeBee slipping out. Still has 90% to Seggo's 103.
Yeah, I really like Seggo's choice to go for Momentum Mill first, because he was already at pretty high damage on his second stock when he went for that purchase, so the Momentum Mill just giving you a little bit longer to survive.
Okay, he did touch the ground. Oh, Seggo going way out there, but the elevator takes him back.
That Nair is really important by Z because the anchor was coming out and it would have killed that close to the blast zone.
Both of these. Every stock has been ridiculously high damage for both of these two.
And they've been forced to play so patiently for the very last exchange, too. Oh, ZeeBee getting hit by the Upstrong, gonna be fine. The up air's not gonna do it, but the back air.
Back air kills there.
That's not supposed to happen.
A little bit of DI out and just a little bit of, I think we were kind of on spaghetti time once that Upstrong didn't KO. Like both players were like, wait, what's happening?
Right. And it's such an interesting call there too, to go for the Upstrong in the corner like that. I fully expected a forward strong in the corner, but Seggo obviously a little bit more informed about it than I am. But you know, it is kind of that weird, bizarro world where you're like, wait a minute, we're playing on borrowed time here.
Exactly, because you have the time you have to catch up to the opponent too.
Right.
But Seggo just kind of barely clutching it out with that parry, right? Otherwise, they were right at the same percent at the very top end of their characters. So this match doesn't really have momentum for anybody quite yet. We're going to be going into game 2 then. This is ZeeBee's pick of Treetop. This is that really tight stage where you can't really run away, which is interesting considering how slow both of them were playing that neutral before. I think this makes sense because, like, especially if you're worried about Ghost Gloves coming into play later against the Shovel Knight, this way you don't have to run across as much of the stage to catch up to your opponent, right?
Absolutely, and I mean, you've already seen it now how good this stage is for Crag as well. I mean, it's an easy pick for ZeeBee here. The way that your down special will interact between the two higher platforms in the bottom stage, so much unique and creativity approach to like a high placement neutral.
Yeah, I know ZeeBee specifically off those high platforms has some really cheesy Crag kill confirms. If he could catch you with a spike on the ground floor while he's at the top floor, really nasty stuff will happen.
Yeah, a lot of times you can just charge a strong attack up there, and a good amount of them are going to connect unless your opponent was like smart in how they DI'd.
Seggo only about 92% for ZeeBee.
Nice single hit back air there, and just kind of resets back. This is such a beneficial position for ZeeBee right here, just to come back, and now that he got hit, he can reset the tower again.
Throws the rock out.
Oh, that actually gives ZeeBee something to break cancel off of, though. That kind of helped.
Yeah, it did help him get back on stage in non-committed state.
Seggo struggling to find a position right now. Oh man, great DI away from that up air. That could have been another stock, kind of that cheesiness you were talking about, G-Pick. Finally gets one here. He's going to get the golden trout as well, so a ton of money, just has to find a chance to get the armor out.
He might get that chance too on the stock change, but actually he's keeping the advantage against ZeeBee fine now.
Yeah, these guys are having no issue comboing each other, that's for sure.
There's the
closing stocks though like that is super critical because they've both been living so long that just like one early KO is gonna change this match entirely.
Oh yeah, I mean we saw it stock after stock game 1 go like that 130, 140 range, and then ZeeBee managed to close one before triple digits. Really great position for him.
ZeeBee's got that wall pillar again.
Only a couple bucks away. There it is, the 1400 mark. If he can get this stock out, you're going to have Ghost Glove super early to start the final stock.
It goes for it now just the moment he gets that first edge guard, and the Ghost Gloves actually are going to help so much in keeping that edge pressure. The Rock actually never mind sneaking in right below.
ZeeBee with the offstage master.
I was scared he was going to get hit by the fishing rod anchor for that, but he maneuvered just out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, he rolled onto stage and back off stage, so he resets like his pillar if he hadn't used it.
Oh, huge!
Almost KOs him off the side with that uppy.
Yeah, the huge blast zones here at the Treetop helping so much for ZeeBee. Up air does it! Right there off of the rock, and ZeeBee taking that second game.
That was sick, yeah. That was a really good confirmation to up air.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeepik, you called it, man. You talked about the really great setups he had on the two platforms there and how high they are on the stage. Makes perfect sense for him to go to the stage and use it to his full advantage, and not one but two early KOs there. We're going to go to Rockwall, which is going to just continue the early KO fest. We'll see who it benefits the most here. Tie game. First time we're seeing a game, at least a game 4 so far in top 8, thanks to Cake Assault and his earlier 3-0 if you missed it.
So what I'm basically thinking here is just already the last talk of their previous game, right? Where Seggo was carrying ZeeBee very close to the blast zone there. On this stage, that same sequence is the kill. So yep. I'm very scared for ZeeBee's life right now.
Yeah, because it normally takes 1 or 2 hits of those down air fair strings to like get out, and you don't have that option here.
Harassment. Didn't even leave to go back onto the stage, just decided to keep wailing on ZeeBee, but good safe pressure from ZeeBee, can still make it to the center stage. Both players so patient right now, like, they understand how much is on the line. This is the finals. There's a 10K pot here. More than that. Armstrong is going to catch that landing. Seggo taking the lead this time. Tiny amount, though.
Yeah, he already has a decent amount of money, too.
Already gets momentum mail, yeah, on his first stock. That's actually super valuable.
Yeah, I mean, having a character like Shovel Knight that's already pretty quick and a little bit difficult to keep track of thanks to the Smash Form Mewtwo air dodge, to then give him just Luigi physics on top of it is just a huge benefit. And he gets a weight buff for it, too. I mean, it's the best of every situation for SK. And now another stock gone. Looking like a tough situation for ZeeBee.
Yeah, exactly what we were fearing earlier. A 2-stock lead for Seggo. Almost enough money to buy himself the gauntlets, too. It's kind of the unfortunate thing about fighting Shovel Knight, which is if they are the one who get that early lead, not only do you have to approach them because of the stock deficit, but they also get to buy a bunch of stuff. So you taking back control of the game is even harder than it would have been otherwise.
Yeah, like if he had taken the game a little bit earlier, he might have been able to avoid the Ghost Gauntlets from the spawn platform, but instead gets stuck with it there, and that's just a tough situation. You can't just do anything about.
Got gloves and a nair to just force off stage.
I love just the F-tilt swings there. He's just throwing him out on the ledge.
But
ZeeBee's working his way back.
Yeah, he's getting a ton of damage in on this stock. Doing a good job of holding that center. And otherwise, he's just staying on the top platform, so he doesn't even have to worry about the Ghost Gauntlets. But the forward air string. Oh no. Barely alive, double jumps over the side special. Oh man! Yeah, it was so ambiguous whether Seggo was going to land on that middle platform or land on ZeeBee.
Yeah, and if he lands on the plat and then or lands on the stage plat there, and then ZeeBee goes to parry, you can like drop your back air and get it confirmed off of that as well. Like it's such a tough situation.
Gonna find the one on the up strong to take advantage of the rock. Doesn't land on ZeeBee, it's ZeeBee deflects it anyway.
I was wondering when it was going to come down.
Yeah, I've heard that this is can be one of the goofiest matchups in all of Rivals, just because both of these characters can interact with each other's like rocks. Well, thankfully the pillar is there, so he just tacks on some damage. If ZeeBee gets like the perfect string, but that requires him to reset to neutral, which I don't know if he'll get to do. This is really tough.
We talked about it, Jeepik. He's on a flat. He's in neutral.
Wave back forward strong.
It's so goofy to say, but like it's so you could get that impression, Broza, just because he gets hit when he leaves the pillar and enters the stage. So it's like he's leaving neutral to disadvantage. But yeah, it is going to be Seggo now up 2-1 against ZeeBee. That early lead just way too much of a mountain for ZeeBee to climb. He did a really solid job, though, with that second stock, but a whole fresh new Shovel Knight stock on top of that when you're at 150% and off stage. Yeah, that's too much. So Seggo just needs one more win to stay alive, and ZeeBee's going to need 2. Do you think we're going to see maybe the ZeeBee Etalus? No. Doesn't look like it, actually.
No, and I mean, honestly, that makes a little bit of sense, just because I feel like Daedalus being like the big body combo fodder that he is already, would just have a really, really tough time against SK, and I think some of the shenanigans that Crag and SK ends up looking like can benefit ZeeBee, so it makes sense that he's going to stay here. I'd like to get pick his brain a little bit afterwards to see this switch choice, but you do have to worry about the fact that Seggo does have the pockets in his back corner as well. Or,
that's all
character back pocket. That's the words I was looking for. You guys know.
I mean, it made sense to me because you could call like pocket characters your pockets, I guess. I liked it.
I think sticking with Crag actually does make sense, because like I understand that like if your character has the capacity to zone out Shovel Knight, like you want to zone out Shovel Knight as much as possible, and Rock I think is going to be a better tool for that than like whatever Daedalus is bringing. That's spacing for those. Oh my gosh, Seggo in danger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, almost with a shard KO. Could have gotten the achievement.
Did he just try to rock shine there?
I mean, I feel like I see like a lot of Crags using it, but it's such a good option like in a lot of scenarios because there's like no end lag on it. So like you don't even have to plan on hitting rock shine in certain scenarios. You can just like throw it out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Especially on an opponent who's like airborne or like slightly above you, like if you're both going to be landing around the same time.
Doesn't catch the forward air. I think he was looking for a double jump there. So just slightly misaligning these fishing rods. That time he gets it. Doesn't get the up strong afterwards though. That's something I've seen him get on other Crags.
Oh. Yeah, I was wondering in my head, I'm like, how is ZeeBee gonna get around this as the charge kept going?
I was thinking, yeah, he didn't. He was just. I was only thinking, yeah, he's outweighting the shovel itself. I wasn't remembering the boulder after.
Yeah. I knew the boulder was coming, but he had already air dodged, so I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what is he gonna do to not get hit by this?
Oh man, this is really bad. This is really bad.
Oh no.
Yep.
I feel like he had it too. He just wanted to fastball to the ground, but he like wasn't quite far enough to the left.
Yeah, because it looked like he actually just barely put the pillar underneath Air Armada and cost himself the stock there. However, we are going to go into the final stock here at pretty much even percents. And most importantly, Seggo does not have the resources to get Ghost Close.
Oh, now he does, and he had ZeeBee off stage.
Oh, just barely dodging those rock shards.
Great up air.
No, not like this.
Oh,
You
got killed by the Bart Simpson. I'm gonna start swinging my fists, and if you get hit, it's your fault.
I gotta assume that play is just ZeeBee with the long-term play. He knows I'm on commentary. He already hates Ghost Gloves. He's like, Dan, look at this. I can't do anything. I just die. Look at it.
Hey, so what you're saying is he just adopted my game plan of, hey Dan, when are we gonna buff the Fire Kitty? Like, let's work on this together.
Does Zetterburn need another buff though? I think that's a real important question we need to have though.
You're a terrible person. I want you to know that.
Steven's laugh at the end there.
But yeah, ZeeBee right there, just definitely a little bit of a flub, but a little bit of, I think, some humor in it. Shovel Knight, though, in the top 8. Where were you guys all last year when Yacht Club Games had their bounty up? That's when I was looking for the high-level Shovel Knight play. Now, all of a sudden, this year, Shovel Knights are doing work.
I don't know where the Yacht Club bounty went. They should have just refreshed it for a second.